Hello, my name is Rafael Seiz Ortiz from the Department of Applied Linguistics, and in this presentation I'm going to deal with the very important documented academic contexts, academic posters. We'll start with a definition and the main elements of a poster. We will move on to see the characteristics and structures of a good poster. And I will give you some tips to create a poster and some resources and apps that you can find online in order to make a poster. The objectives are to know what an academic poster is in reality, to understand the structure of a good poster, and to know how to create an efficient poster. Poster is a graphic representation of a piece of academic or scientific work. In many conferences, workshops, and similar scientific events, posters are used to show the results of works, studies, or to communicate very specific technical or scientific information. It can also be used outside academic or conference contexts. These works sometimes in conferences are not presented as paper, but in poster sessions to express the information to the public in a graphical way. The final purpose is always to catch the attention of the audience to communicate specific information. Posters are very informative and communicative and should convey information without even the need to be explained orally. They must be self-explanatory. In a poster, there are textual and visual components that complement each other. So a poster is not only a series of texts or a series of images of visual information. It's a combination of both that play together, interact in order to convey specific information. Regarding the textual elements, apart from communicating information, obviously, they have an extra dimension in a poster. They function as images. They have this image dimension as well. The textual content must be organized then visually and must have an attractive and informative layout. Due to the restrictions in size, obviously the text of a poster must be brief, very clear, very concise, and very focused to the point. Only the most fundamental information must be present. Scientific information, when you want to explain to the general public, must be very clear always. This is the function of a poster. Regarding the visual elements such as pictures, graphs, plans, drawings, etc., they have the function, the purpose of illustrating the information to make it more comprehensible for the audience. Images in a poster must be easy to understand, that is comprehensible, easy to read, very clear, and also iconic, represent what they mean to represent. Regarding the characteristics, general characteristics of a poster must be attractive, always. It must be easy to read. Ideas must flow in a logical order with a structure. It must have a good degree of readability, facilitate reading and understanding. And it has to be organized, meaning to have a logical and very clear structure. And also the information, as we said, must be concise. Regarding the structure of a poster, although we can have different possible structures, it must follow a sequence in the structure which is logical. Here we have some of the most typical components: the title, the authors, and the contact information, of course. But in the body of the poster we find the introduction, which is a summary, the hypothesis of the problem, the objectives, and we can also contextualize the poster through the statement of the problem, if there's a problem, the objectives, the hypothesis, as we said, the state of the art, some keywords, and probably a summary. And we have to, if it's a study, we have to explain very clearly and visually the methodology, materials and methods, The results and the conclusions 5, 6, and 7 are key. And sometimes we may even include references. Regarding some recommendations to create a good poster, first of all, you have to choose the content very carefully. The information contained is limited, so actually only the aspects which are fundamental are contained in a small amount of text and graphics together. You can use standard programs such as PowerPoint to set out or to organize the layout of your poster. Posterpresentations.com is a good way, is a good site where you can get some examples of templates and things of layouts. Next, you have to give an efficient structure to your poster. Normally, it is organized in columns. Also, you have to make the layout of your poster flow in a logical and obvious order. The reader, the audience, should not waste time finding out the order, the sequence, the structure of the poster. And obviously, we have to avoid some typical mistakes, such as the use of very strange color schemes or combination of different colors, combination of different types, only 1, 2, or 3 would be ideal. The abuse of capital letters is bad as well, and the use of some very strange fonts such as Comic Sans. Also, you have to get the title right. The title is the first thing the reader sees, and it's very interesting to catch the interest and the attention, and also to be informative in 60 to 90 point normally. Also, you have to make your poster visual using figures, visual information, and make it visually appealing and also visually informative, that is self-explanatory. And you have to edit the text of your poster because it's limited. As I said, it shouldn't contain too much text. So actually, good ways to use short sentences and use bullet points to organize the information in the columns. Also, you have to leave some blank space. You have to let your poster breathe, not to pack all the information together, which is bad from an aesthetic and also an efficiency point of view. Less is more very often. And finally, it's a good idea to get feedback on your poster from somebody you know, from somebody who is not an expert on the topic. That would give you very valuable information and feedback to improve your posture. Here you have a video that you can actually watch in order to see in very short time the most important tips that you have to take into account. Some of them we have mentioned during this presentation. And also, there are some online resources and apps, mobile apps that you can use. Here is a list of 5 of the most common ones, although there are some more. Lino, Canva is probably the most common one. Miro, Venngage, or Mural are also some resources you can use. And here you've got the websites. They are available online very easily. And here you can sometimes also see examples. A good idea would be to see examples in order to inspire you, but also there's even the possibility of downloading templates. Here you have some more websites where you can get nice resources and apps to make your poster. In conclusion, posters are graphical representations of fundamental information. They combine textual and visual components, and they should be well organized and logically structured. And also, it is very important for a poster to be both informative and attractive. I hope you found this information useful in order to make good, efficient, and attractive posters. Thank you very much for your attention.